The following was shot on a tripod with a timer, autofocus, and HDR on, HQ for the OnePlus 3T, to create consistency and eliminate camera shake. The S8 and G6 are running Android 7.0, the OnePlus 3T 7.1.1, and the Pixel XL 7.1.2. Is that clear?
Yes.
Let's start with the 100% crop. The blue on the S8 really saturates here. Compare it with the blue on the Pixel XL. The S8 and the G6 produce the brightest whites, which I'm a fan of, but the S8 also has the deepest black in the background. And regardless of how deep that black in the background is, the tree branches are still more pronounced on the S8 than on the G6 and the 3T. Really impressive. The Pixel XL is the brightest of all four, but exhibits a lot of noise, a lot of artifacting that I'd rather not deal with. The OnePlus 3T ends up being the darkest of the bunch, but not by a lot. And the G6 produces the most realistic colors of all four. All really end up with a pretty decent shot, but if I'd had to pick a favorite, it'd be the S8. The Pixel XL once again is one of the brightest shots in this set, but produces good color and doesn't overexpose the bright light in the background. You can clearly see the Walgreens sign is still intact. If you can live with the added noise the Pixel produces, the picture overall is a good shot. I just wish it dialed down the processing just a smidge in this instance. The G6 is the other bright shot in this set, with mostly accurate colors, and other than blowing out the lighting in the back, the rest of this picture turned out pretty well. The 3T had the softest picture overall out of the four, evidenced by the lack of detail in the building, and blew out the lighting in the back like the G6. The S8 ends up being the darkest shot in this set, but is easily the most balanced of the four. The picture is clear, the details in the building look great, the bright light in the back isn't overexposed, and the purple flowers and the statue are color accurate. The S8 gets my seal of approval here. Okay, time out real quick. Before I go any further, I wanted to point out why I chose to use the HQ mode on the OnePlus 3T over HDR. Actually, I took two pictures with the OnePlus 3T, one in HDR mode and the other in HQ, and when it came to these night shots, in every instance the HQ shot came out better than its HDR counterpart. I just wanted to clear that up before I started getting comments about why I did what I did. Let's move on. From afar, the S8 produces the warmest picture. The G6 and 3T are a bit more washed out than the S8, and the Pixel XL is my favorite here. Deep blacks, and even though the picture is more saturated than the rest, the level of clarity it provides, like in past videos where I've tested the camera with the Pixel XL, always amazes me. At 100% crop, the G6 produces the most noise of the four, the 3T the softest picture, and the Pixel XL the sharpest and most detailed. Even the red neon light produces a more accurate color, while the other three are a lot more blown out. In the set of shots, the Galaxy S8, OnePlus 3T, and Pixel XL produce some spotty artifacts in the sky, while the LG G6 does not. Now, the S8 carries more of a yellowish tint in this picture compared to the rest. Again, the 3T is the softest of the bunch, and while the Pixel XL shows off some really vivid colors, you get a bit of a halo effect from the group of lights over here. And the G6 is the most balanced overall, with very accurate colors throughout, my favorite in the set. In this set of shots, the Galaxy S8 provides a clear picture, but the colors look a tad off. The G6 produced the blurriest picture of the bunch. Not sure what happened here since it was sitting on a tripod with a timer. The OnePlus 3T adds a touch of noise, but I prefer its color accuracy over the S8. And the Pixel XL provides the warmest picture, but also the clearest, again with a level of clarity that blows the rest out of the water. I saved this picture for last because the lighting here was way too varied to give an accurate opinion. Behind me, ABC News shoots live and they just have bright lights everywhere, ranging from white to blue, and it was just too hard to keep a constant. If anything, all 4 of these shots turned out really well, and I'd use any of these to share my trip out to Chicago theater on social media. Cameras have come a long way, especially at night. These flagship phones are capable of great shots in sunlight, indoors, and behind a dark sky. And while the daytime produces great shots for just about any phone, night shots really tend to separate one camera from another. In the case of the OnePlus 3T, if you've been following my other photo comparisons, particularly the indoor low light one, the 3T has a harder time keeping up with the pack in low light and at night. Doesn't mean it isn't capable of a good shot, because pretty much every pic I shared with you in this video is. It just doesn't hit the same mark as the other 3. And while I've said this in pretty much every video that showcases the OnePlus flagship, the 3T is also the cheapest phone in the $450 to $475 range, hundreds cheaper than its other flagship competitors. If low light and nighttime shots isn't your #1 priority in a phone, then the 3T is still an excellent device at a great price, especially with all that it does outside of just its camera. Just make sure to use the HQ mode and keep a steady hand for those night shots. And when it comes to the Galaxy S8, LG G6, and Pixel XL, all 3 live up to an excellent camera providing clean, detailed shots in pretty much any lighting condition. Through testing, each portrays its own set of characteristics at night. The S8 can occasionally lean on the warm side, depending on the lighting. The G6 has more of a realistic color throughout, and let's not forget about its second wide-angle lens that can capture a lot more in the same position. And the Pixel XL will brighten up just about any shot you throw at it, sometimes with more noise than I'm really willing to put up with. The Pixel is kind of like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde deal. It's really the only camera that I have where I won't know if that night shot is going to give me a grainy output, or if it'll surprise me with a shot so clear and so detailed that I can't understand why it doesn't do this every single time.
He hops over this bed, and my mom's like, just sit down, give me a table, we're not